Okay, we're here with Daniel Wise today, a social studies teacher at the Dorman Freshman campus in Roebuck, South Carolina. I'm going to ask him a few questions about campus vision, just kind of get his thoughts on how we use that as a school and kind of how we project that out into the community, and just some other ideas and just some thoughts he has on what is working well, what's not working well, and just some general thoughts about how that's come to a realization at our campus, how our campus vision has come to a realization at our campus. So I guess the first question I want to ask is, how does the campus acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate those who implement strategies in support of the campus vision? So yeah, that's first of all, what is our campus vision? In your words, what is our campus vision?
Campus vision, in my words, the way I interpret it and understand it, it's that everyone has the same opportunity to receive every educational possibility that will benefit them for their future. The idea is getting them ready to move on from here. What's that passage in the Bible? I think it's something about leaving and cleaving. Parents raise kids up to have them ready to leave the house, and that's kind of what we do with our students as well. We've got to give them every possible opportunity to find what works for them that will prepare them for the next step in their lives.
And would you say we're more college bound, career bound, mix of both? Or
I think it's a pretty solid mix of both. I think there's a strong push for college. We've got this vision that I'm not sure what the numbers are on it currently, but the hope that by the year 2030 or 2040, that 30%.
Yeah. I'd say it's a 40-30 or 30-40 or something.
40-30. But there's a certain percentage of the population in the county where we teach has a college degree. So there's certainly a strong push for the college experience for our students. I think it goes without saying, it's obvious that there are more opportunities for our students if they go to college as opposed if they don't. But we also understand that college isn't necessarily for everybody, and that's why I'm really happy with the vocational school that we have in our district, where kids can go learn different trades and different talents. They can intern, almost kind of an apprenticeship. I think that's something that this country has lost a little bit of, the idea of having an apprentice where you learn a trade. You don't necessarily have to go to college for it. But our vocational school has all kinds of options for those kids. And if nothing else, figure out how to change the oil in your own car, or do a little construction in the backyard or something.
Yeah, just basic around the house things. It'll save you a lot of money if you don't cost somebody every time
absolutely.
A little something breaks down. But as far as at our campus, how do we acknowledge or celebrate or recognize those who are actually pushing that vision forward for our students?
For our students, well, there's certainly just through the email, I've noticed that whenever someone has a good idea for something, it is often quickly shared throughout the email, kind of all users email that we have here. That sort of thing will be pushed by the administration. The administration has asked, hey, if you're doing something a little different, a little innovative, we'd like to see it. Come invite us to be in your room so they can see it and share it and kind of put that in the bank for everybody else. And I think our administration does a really great job of building up and putting all of its teachers in the best possible situations to succeed and to have all the resources that they need for these innovative strategies, innovative methods.
Yeah, I can definitely say here, and we're a lot luckier than other schools. I mean, we were in a very relatively new school, only 12, 13 years old, and we have projectors and Promethean boards and computers, and we have a lot of tools at our disposal to be able to use. So, like you said, they really set us up to be able to succeed and be able to use those things. So,
I agree.
That's good. As far as kind of expanding that out outside the school, how can the campus vision and the contributions and achievements of it kind of be expanded out into the community and be explained to the community so they'll know what we're doing at our school?
Sure. There's this great thing out there called the internet.
It's so wonderful.
So wonderful, this internet thing. And there's this new thing within the last 10 years, roughly, of this social media stuff. Twitter, and I love messing with my students. What do y'all call it? The face world? The tweet tube? Is it tweet tube? And they look at me like I'm an idiot. That's funny. But with Twitter, with Facebook, certainly with YouTube, and there's just to be unable to get the word out to the community would show an incredible lack of paradigm shift, if you will. That'd be just a school refusing to change with the times, and I think that this school does a really great job of shifting along the paradigm as the culture changes. And so, we have an awesome Facebook page that is updated constantly. If you ask a question on the Facebook page, there is a response back within the hour on average. Information is sent out through Twitter, and obviously there's the automated phone call list where you just get that. This is Spartanburg School District, blah 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 blah, and all that. So, and then they obviously local news if they need to get something else out, but the ability to get the word out to the community, I think, is easier now than it's ever been in the history of education. Like I said, there's not a reason, and that doesn't just go for, hey, there's a football game on, or hey, there's it's a snow day. This extends also to grades. Students can see their grades online now instantly. They know what their grade is. They don't. I'm surprised that we still have interims and report cards, frankly.
Yeah,
that's
something we've talked about.
Something that we send out. So just the fact that parents and students can see what their grade is in an instant, it's updated instantly, I think is a great tool and asset to our students. They know exactly where they are and where they need to go.
Yeah, and that's, like you said, there's so many media, so many ways to get the information out there through the media now. It's not just through News Channel 7 or 8 or whatever it is. Then you just have to be able to meet the students where they are,
right,
for sure. And they're all on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we all have those, and we have a good person.
And we still have, much to the dismay and chagrin of others, but if it's there, the option is there, we still have open houses here.
We do.
We still have an open house where we get some students, parents who show up.
Mm-hmm.
And that face-to-face, you can't beat face-to-face for the processing of information. So that's still there. We'll see how much longer it stays around, though.
And we've talked about that. It's a dinosaur that's slowly going into extinction, hopefully sooner rather than later for the teacher sanity. But that's a story for a different day. But kind of focusing back on our campus and the teachers in particular, how do we use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as a learning experience to promote the campus vision? So how do we kind of implement the vision in the classroom to kind of try different things and to see if they work?
And again, this is just, if our principal left, I would strongly consider looking at other places. It comes down to the administration and the school culture. You are expected to try new things. And in that expectation, there's an understanding that there's going to be failure. Mm-hmm. And just everybody knows the story of Edison and how many times he's failed, and the story of Lincoln and how many times he didn't get elected and all that stuff. And I can't tell you how many times I've tried a lesson and it's completely bombed. And so it's okay, we got to amend this and change it. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it comes down to the school culture that our administration has set up. And then there's this really cool thing where, maybe you can remind me of what it was called, the Carolina, So I can't remember what it was, but we were kind of handpicked as a school in the state of South Carolina to be
what was that called? It was
the Carolina Initiative or something like that.
Something very similar to that.
Something like that. The name, obviously, the name wasn't the important part. What it was, though, is that we were going to kind of have a pass. We were still going to have state standards and, teach and have our schools, mandated by state standards, but we had a certain freedom, certain autonomy to try new things. We were handpicked to be a school to innovate and to try new stuff. And for us to be at a freshman campus like we are, we were even more encouraged just to kind of think outside the box. Mm-hmm. And so we have this freedom with this Carolina Initiative, that's what it's called, whatever.
We'll go with it.
To try new things and not to be held to the standards that we've always been held to. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a trial period, if you will.
Yeah.
Still being held to the standards, still giving students the best possible education that's out there.
Yeah.
But also at the same time given the opportunity to innovate.
Yeah, just kind of a different path towards the same end,
right?
But a different pathway to get there, trying different things. Like we talked about, just kind of figuring out ways to kind of meet the students where they are as 21st century learners, and just trying to be able to get them to try different things instead of the traditional brick and mortar classroom. I know one thing. We got the It's Learning program.
Yeah, we got the It's Learning. That's a great example. The It's Learning program. You're exactly right. Just more of a student-centered learning instead of teacher-centered learning. Yeah. We've got someone at the door, so just one moment here.
And that is our tremendously loud bell we have at our school. But just for the last question is asked, I can say as far as school, and you can look at the other interview that I did as well. The administration is very supportive and very, like I said, just supportive of teachers who try different things, do different things. We hire a great staff here that is able to innovate and not kind of stuck in the same old routine. They're not afraid to try different things, which kind of leads into the next question. It simply says, what processes are used in improving morale, which moves the campus toward the realization of the campus vision? So, as a faculty as a whole, how do we kind of keep everybody motivated to be able to go and try the new things, or try the new lesson plan, or try the new Google whatever they come out with? So how do we kind of keep everybody focused on our campus vision?
Right. I feel like when our principal asks us to do something, says, hey, this is important to me, we get behind it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't just blindly say, like a tyrant or like a dictator, make a statement. He gives us the reasons behind it and why that's there. But I want to do it. Again, he does so much for us. He's just created an atmosphere where I'm going to obey. I'm going to do what he says. I'm going to buy into it. And a lot of that is because he treats us with such respect. We don't have meetings like other schools do. If he needs to send some, he doesn't waste our time. He knows that we're most valuable in the classroom, and that we should focus on the students. They are the number one priority here. And so we are encouraged to try new things, and I think there's how do I say it? If you're not willing to adapt, then